Checkers, you excited for today's lesson?
Yeah!
Hey, our friends, we're so glad you're with us. We're going to be drawing a real live dragon today. Did you know that?
Yeah!
What kind of dragon?
Bearded dragon.
We hope you guys have something to draw with. You're going to follow along with us. If we go too fast, what can they do?
Pause the video.
Yes, you guys can pause the video. All right, dude, you ready to draw?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Now, a bearded dragon is actually a lizard, right? Mm-hmm. And he kind of looks like a dragon, but he kind of looks like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with our paper horizontal so that we can draw him nice and long. And we're going to draw his cool tail wrapping around. So we're first going to start with his eye, and we're going to draw it over here on the left side. We're just going to draw a circle. And then we can kind of color that in, except for a little dot, so it looks like there's light reflecting off his eye. Good job. Okay, now let's draw the front of his head, or his face. Yeah. So we're going to draw a sideways, got a curved V. And it comes up, and we're going to stop there so that we can draw the top of his head. Good. Now we're going to draw the top of his head, so it's going to go over his eye like this and come back and then stop. Good. Now let's draw some a curved line right here and a curved line over here for his wrinkly eyelids. Okay, now let's draw his mouth. And they have really cool mouths. They're kind of slightly curved. So we're going to curve down, up, and then back down. Awesome. Now let's draw the bottom of his head. So we're going to come down further like this. Good.
Mine kind of looks like a dolphin.
A dolphin or a frog. Mine looks like a frog too. All right, now they have these really cool holes back here. I think they're their ears, but I'm not sure. Weird. I don't know enough about them. So we're going to draw an oval.
Can you see through from this side to the other side?
I don't think so.
Some lizards.
I think he has a brain in there somewhere. So draw that big oval and then color it in. Good job. Okay, now we're going to draw some of his spikes. So we're just going to draw some zigzag lines. And then let's draw one more row of zigzag lines next to it. Good. Okay, now let's draw another zigzag line going down the side of his head. And then I'm going to draw two more, or a couple more zigzags off the top of his head. Cool. Now we can curve. Let's curve this down, and this is going to be his neck, and it's going to go into his body. All right, now let's curve this line down. We can go through the zigzag lines, and then this is going to be his chest. Good. Now let's draw his first leg. So we're going to his front leg. So we're going to draw a curve, and then this is where his elbow is going to be. So we're going to draw another line like this, so it's bent. Nice. Now we're going to draw the other side of his leg, and this is just going to be a curve that comes around on the other side. Good. Okay, now we're going to put a couple more wrinkles right next to the part where his arm comes into his body. So that would be his shoulder.
Okay, that looks like a frog with
Yeah,
spikes.
it kind of does look like a frog with spikes. Let's draw his claws so he doesn't look like a frog.
Okay.
We're going to draw a curve that comes out and down. Okay, and then we're going to hook back. Now he looks tough.
Yeah.
He's going to claw your face. And we're going to draw his other...
Man.
Another curve. So we're going to repeat these same steps. Draw a line back. And then we'll do one more. And then this one's going to curve back and then into his wrist. Good job. So he's missing one more finger. So let's put another claw over here. And actually they have 5. So we could put one more in there if we want. Kind of looks a little crowded, but. All right, okay, now let's draw his other leg. His other front leg. So we're going to draw a curve down. So it's the same. It's kind of the same as the other side, or the first leg we did. Good. And then let's draw that other curve that comes down and over. Nice. Now on this one, we're going to do kind of the same thing, but a little different. So let's draw all of the claws a lot closer together. So I'm going to draw the two lines like that. And then we can draw the claw back in to complete his fingers. And then on this one, on the last one, we'll do that same kind of S line back in. All right, we're missing a couple more, so let's draw another finger there. And then one more over here. Nice, he looks really mean, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's come back up here and let's draw his little nostril. We can't forget that. Good. And then we can draw a couple more wrinkles over here if we want. So I'm going to draw one there, and I'm going to draw another one under his neck.
It's an old beard.
Yeah, old beard. They're kind of wrinkly because they're lizards. All right, now let's draw his back. So we're gonna draw a cool curve like that. Cool. Now let's draw his back leg. So we're gonna draw the opposite. It's going to bend the opposite direction that this leg does. So we're going to draw a curve that comes like that. Then we can draw these curves on the other side. So one that comes in, and then the other one that comes down. There's his back leg. Okay, now let's draw his claws. Really the same steps. So draw that first claw. And then we'll draw another one that overlaps. Another one. And then this one I'm going to end actually up into his leg. And then we can draw those overlapping ones back here. Good. Now let's draw his belly. And they have really big bellies. Draw a big curve that comes back and connects his front leg to his back leg. Good. Now they have these cool spikes on the side of their belly. So we're going to draw a zigzag line that goes from the front leg to the back leg. And we can draw another row of those too, kind of like we did on his head. Okay, now let's draw his other leg back here, and we're just going to draw it really short because it's going to be in perspective, or we want it to look more 3D. So now we can draw the claw. So those same steps. And then that last one I'm going to come up like this and then back in. And then you can draw the other toes back here that are overlapping. Good. Cool. Now let's finish his tail. So we're going to draw this and we're going to curve it around like that. Good. And then we're going to draw the other side. So we're going to come down here out of his leg. And as we get close to the end of his tail, we're going to get closer until it makes a point. Okay, now I'm going to come back here and I'm going to add one more line. So it's going to come out of his tail, down under his belly, and back into his legs. And this is going to be a different color when we color him. It's going to be lighter. Nice. Okay, last step. We're going to draw his claws. So, or finish his talons, the little claws that come out of his fingers. So we're just going to put curved lines on the end of each of his fingers so that you can see those claws coming out. Cool, we're done. Let's pick out some colors so we can fill him in. He's going to look even awesomer when we get him colored.
Okay.
Okay. All right, checkers, the colors that we're going to use are pale brown and pale orange. I don't know why that's pale orange, but that's what it's called. Pale orange light. And then also this color, which is called ochre. It's kind of a dark brown or a light brown. And we're using Pentel oil pastels. And we really like these because they're fun to color with.
Yeah.
So we're going to draw some really cool textures on him. We're also going to do some shading too. So we're going to first use our light or pale brown. And we're going to do some layers over his whole body. And then we're going to go back over it with the shading, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to color the whole body, except we're not going to color his belly. So let's put a line down here. And it's going to go across to the top of his elbow. And then we're going to draw, we can do another line that goes across his belly here. And then we're going to do his leg, the top of his leg. And then this line that we drew in here on his tail. So everything above this is going to be this color.
Okay.
Okay? Let's fast forward. Ready?
Right
now. Good job, checkers. Now we're going to use the light color, or the light tan that we have. And we're going to color his belly and his legs with this, except for his talons. Cool. Good job, checkers. Now we're going to use our dark brown, our darker brown, and first thing we're going to do is color his talons.
He has dirt in his fingernails.
Now let's do some shading up here on his under his eye and his nostril, and we can shade behind his ear.
Thing.
Yeah, his ear hole. And then we can shade also underneath his mouth. And then I'm going to shade in between the two spikes on the side of his head. Good. And then I'm also going to shade between the spikes on the side of his belly. Now let's put some stripes on him. They have these really light colored stripes. So that's why we used colors that were really close to each other in shade, in darkness, so that they don't, so there's not too much contrast. Then we're going to go all the way down his tail. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to get that middle brown again, and we're going to add some shading so that his legs look more 3D. So I'm going to put a little shadow next to his body here. And then it goes under his legs, and then same thing on this side. And then under his belly. What can our art friends do if we go too fast?
Pause the video.
Yeah. I'm going to put a shadow on his back leg, and also on this back leg. And then we can put a shadow that goes kind of along his tail too. Checkers, good job, man. You look super awesome.
Yeah.
The last step is we used a black oil pastel to go back over our lines and make them dark again. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Promise?
Yeah.
Give me 5. We want to see how your drawings turned out, so be sure to take a photo, have your parents post it to either Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Tag us in it so that we'll get a notification and be able to see how your drawings look. All right, dude, should we say goodbye to our art friends?
Bye, art friends.
See you later, art friends. Goodbye.
Be again.